Hey guys, I'm Adam from Top Dog, and this little cutie here is Bogey. We're going to be making Bogey's go home video so that you can come back and re-watch it from time to time to remind yourselves about some of the things that Bogey learned while he was here training with us, and to make sure that you can be consistent with him after he goes home. We want this to serve as a little quick reference guide for you, and so that way you can re-familiarize yourself with some of the training terms and commands and stuff that we've been using, so that way, again, you can be consistent with making sure you're using the right words and the right things for the right activities. Because, again, if you're not consistent with him, he's not going to be very consistent with you. The first thing we're going to talk about is going for a proper walk with Bogey, what we call a structured or a loose leash walk. We expect when we tell Bogey, let's go, that is our command for being able to go for a walk around the neighborhood. So when we're going for a walk around the neighborhood, Bogey should be doing exactly what he's doing right now. He shouldn't be pulling on me. He shouldn't be dragging me around. He shouldn't be crisscrossing, getting under my feet or anything like that. He should be hanging out. If you have a good imagination, pretend like I've got a hula hoop glued to my leg right here. He should be hanging out in that invisible hula hoop the whole time. And it's kind of like a game of follow the leader, meaning that he should, let's go. If I speed up, or if I slow way down, or if I turn right, or if I have to turn left, he should be paying enough attention to me that it's not too big of a deal. He understands how to do all those things because of the work that we've been doing together. And good boy. So, in order for it to be a good game of follow the leader, there's 3 rules that you need to follow to make sure that you look like a good leader for Bogey. And those 3 rules are, first, you should have your eyes up when you're walking. Let's go. When I'm walking, I'm not staring down at Bogey, because if I'm staring at him, he starts feeling like it's all about him. I want him to feel like it's all about me. So I usually have my eyes focused on where I'm going instead of focused down on the dog. Now, it's totally okay to look down and check up on him every now and then to make sure he's doing the right thing and stuff. But you shouldn't be walking like this, staring at him the whole time, because again, then he's going to feel like it's all about him, when really it should be all about you, and he just gets the privilege of joining you. The second thing you should do is have your body language very calm and relaxed. I don't want to see you walking all tensed up like this, because if you're tensed up, Bogey's going to feel that, and he's going to tense up as well. And the third rule is you should have the proper leash length. So notice how I'm not trying to hold on and choke hold Bogey into position here, but at the same time, I'm not just holding onto my handle and letting it drag on the ground, and then every time Bogey makes a mistake, I got to reel my leash in. I should have a loose leash, so it's just long enough that it's loose and comfortable for him, but not so long that it's going to be crazy long slack. And again, we tell him, let's go. And that means time to follow us. So when he gets in that invisible hula hoop, boom, the leash goes right back to slack. If he makes a mistake, the leash will tighten up for a quick second while I give him a correction. When we're done, we simply tell him, free. And free means you get to punch out of work. So again, let's go means punch into work, hang out in that invisible hula hoop. Free means you can punch out of work, you can go be a goofball, you can hit me up for some love, some affection, whatever you want to do, because you're free. You get to make your own choices now. You can go do your own thing. You can go potty, you can go smell the roses, go chase a bird, whatever you want to do, because you're free. And he can ask me for a handshake too. That's his favorite thing to do. Next, we're going to work on our place command. Bogey, when you see me give the place command, I point and say, place. And that means that he needs to go to the bed or the object that I tell him to. Now, it could be just about anything. We practice on towels, on blankets, on pieces of cardboard even. So that way he understands that no matter what we say place to, that's his new place. It doesn't have to be one specific item. So we point there, we tell him place. And from there, we want you guys to continue practicing with Bogey to help him continue improving so that he gets better and better every day. And there's 3 specific D words that we focus on the most. The first D word we focus on a lot is distance. So Bogey should understand that no matter how far away we get from him, he still has to stay on place. So that's D number 1. D number 2 is distractions. And there's all kinds of things we could do for distractions, but basically our goal with distractions is just teaching him that no matter what's going on around him, he still has to maintain that place command until we tell him that he's allowed to get up again. One of the distractions we like to practice a lot is role-playing for things happening in real life. So one of the ones we're going to do right now is we're going to simulate a little knock on the door and me inviting my niece Eden over. So I go over, I answer the door, hey, come on in. So Eden comes in, and Bogey understands that he's not allowed to get up and go swarm anybody that comes to visit us. He has to stay on place while we're chatting and stuff like that. Once he's nice and relaxed and calm, I can tell him F-R-E-E, and then he'd be allowed to go greet our visitors and stuff like that. But he's not allowed to get off of place until after we tell him, like I said, that release command to let him get up again. Thanks for coming over, Eden. So our third D is duration, and that's just how long he can handle hanging out on place. So again, we start everything off small and basic with the dog, but Bogey has just been killing it on duration. So he went from like his first couple days where we were trying to get up to like 10, 15 seconds at a time, to now he's done some 45, even I think almost an hour-long places without us needing to correct him. Again, we start small, just under a minute, and then as he's getting better and we're rewarding him for that, the more we reinforce that, the longer duration we could do. And again, now he's gotten to the point where he's done close to an hour. But again, we want you guys to continue working on that. We want you guys to practice that while you're sitting down to eat dinner or having guests over or things like that, so that way you can continue to help him understand that no matter how long you leave him there, he still has to stay there until you release him. So again, those 3 Ds are distance, distractions, and duration. When you're ready for him to get up, you simply reward him. Good boy. Free. Oh, sorry, I got too close to the fan there. And once you tell him free, he's allowed to get up at that point. Always reward him before you tell him free, though. Whether it's a head scratch, a belly rub, a good boy, or a treat, you always got to give him something to let him know that he did a good job, because otherwise, if you're not reinforcing that, he's not going to continue to do it. Nobody likes to go to work and not get acknowledged and not get a paycheck. And dogs are the same way. If you're not paying him for doing a good job, he's going to quit working for you. So again, always give him a reward before you tell him free. Good boy. Next, I'm going to kind of wander around a little bit aimlessly here and let Bogey hopefully get just a tiny bit distracted, because I want to demonstrate his recall or his come command. Most important thing to remember with your come command is to always be consistent in the way that you call him. It's always going to be his name first, followed by the word come. And once he comes to us, we expect him to do an automatic sit when he arrives and to stay seated until we tell him free. So again, if I wander around a bit here until he's not paying attention to me, then call him, Bogey, come. Remember, he comes, he sits automatically without me telling him to. That way, if I need to bend over, put my leash on him or anything like that, he should be able to handle all that stuff, and he should sit there and stay there until I say free. Then he's allowed to get up. So all that stuff is kind of built into that come command, but you need to make sure that you continue to reinforce it that way, otherwise it'll go out the window. Same thing's true of our basic sit command. Now when Bogey first got here, he already knew how to sit, but he did struggle a little bit with sitting when there was distractions going on and things like that. So we've been working a lot on that stuff. When we ask Bogey to sit, we simply do a little upward hand motion, sit. Good boy. And you'll notice that I don't use the word stay. Again, the stay is built in. He just has to stay there no matter what's going on around him. Those same 3 Ds that we talked about earlier still apply. He has to stay there until I tell him good boy and then release him. Good job, buddy. Free. And again, free just means you're done. Now you can go do what you want. If he wants to go play with those toys, he can go play with them, whatever he wants to do at that point. Last, I want to talk about our wait command. And this is a respect thing that we want Bogey to do when he's going through doorways or gates or coming out of his kennel or anything like that. We want him to respect those thresholds. So we're going to pretend like this is the front door of your house and y'all are getting ready to go out for a walk. You come up to the front door and you tell him, wait. Now, when you go through the door, he does not have to sit or lay down or anything like that. The only rule is his paws cannot cross that threshold. Once we're ready for him to come through, because he's been waiting respectfully, again, tell him good boy, good job, buddy, and then free, then he's allowed to come through. But he should not be pushy, he shouldn't be bolting out the door or anything like that. He should be waiting politely and respectfully, place, until you tell him that he's allowed to come through. But that's really the only rule there. He doesn't have to do anything too specific. He doesn't have to sit or lay down or anything like that. He just can't cross that threshold. Anyway, guys, we really appreciate you letting us work with Bogey, and we're really looking forward to working with y'all. We hope, again, that you'll come back and rewatch this video once in a while to remind yourselves about some of the things that he learned while he was here. And, again, thanks so much for letting us work with him, and thanks for watching.